G'day again, John from Down Under Tunage here in Melbourne, Australia. Nice rainy day today, so good time to get a few videos done. And yeah, I thought I'd do a vinyl finds video, my first ever one. Yeah, I had a couple of months where I couldn't go to the city, but yesterday we were able to go in, Mrs. and I, and have a bit of a scrounge around the shops here in Melbourne. Those that know Melbourne will know that a lot of the stores are concentrated in the area around Brunswick and Collingwood, and that's where we were. And another thing you find is that by the time you've done one or two or three shops, you've sort of run out of time to do them all. So it's one of those things where you're always going to go back because there's always something else that you never know that might be in one of the other stores that you didn't see. So that happened to us. We got about 3 shops done, and found a few things. So I thought I'd yeah, put them up there and show you what we found. And of course, doing these videos is thirsty work, so I better get that. Better take care of that. Okay, the first is a Human League 7-inch singles for Mirror Man. I know a lot of people sort of aren't interested in 7-inch singles, but I certainly am. And certain bands I try to get everything on picture sleeve if I can, and I like a lot of the Human League work. So yeah, if I get their stuff on picture sleeves, I'll grab it. And this is. And that's that, yeah, great song Mirror Man. So that's one of the things we got. This is Mio 245, 7-inch single of Lady Love. They were a sort of Aussie new wave band from the very early 1980s. I think they only had the one album, which I don't yet have, but we found this single, which I don't think is actually. And I don't think this single was on the album. This is just on 7-inch, Lady Love, which did, I think it got into the lower reach of the charts. Yeah, and it's in a, sort of like a fold over sleeve. And it's on the Mushroom label, which unfortunately the founder of that, Michael Gudinski, died just recently. So yeah, so that's Mio 245. Then next up is another unfortunately deceased artist, which is Black. That was Colin Viancombe. I remember him from the absolutely gorgeous video for the song Wonderful Life. It's black and white video, and yeah, I think they use a lot of red filter because it's got that beautiful dark, like you get really dark skies, really white clouds and very white skin tones. So yeah, look up, if you don't know the video, look it up. It's absolutely brilliant for the song Wonderful Life. That came out roughly, I think that came out in about 1987. So that's yeah, the artist Black. And the Australian one, you got a bonus 12-inch EP to go with it. Plus, of course, the normal vinyl. So yeah, that was a good one to find. That's Black. Next we got World Destruction, which is a 12-inch single by what were they? Time Zone, which was African Bambaataa and Johnny Lydon. And that's one of those classic, obviously in the mid-90s. This is 1984, anti-war, of course. Yeah, that's yeah, World Destruction. And the 12-inch of that, and of course the classic line in that is the human race is becoming a disgrace, so I think quite a few people would agree with that. Next find was a very early Bananarama when they did a song with Funboy 3. It ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it. Yeah, very nice early sound before the Stockache and Waterman sort of messed them up a bit. But, yeah, that's a good little 12-inch single to find. Got this one as well, which was Wendy and the Rockets. She was a singer based here in Melbourne. Yeah, this is like a live EP. I think it's got 6 tracks on it. Came out in about 1982. In the roughly 83, she had a album called Dazed for Days, which I don't yet have, and that had the song Play the Game, which sort of did reasonably okay in the charts. So that's one I'm still looking out for, but this is the EP, which happy to find. And she's another one that was on the Mushroom label. Next pickup was a soundtrack for Amadeus. More for my wife, this one. This is a Japanese pressing. It's a 2LP from the... This is a 2LP set from the Amadeus soundtrack. This came out in Japan. Gatefold with the lyric sheet in Japanese. And that's inside. Yeah, Japanese records in Australia used to be very hard to get, like when I was collecting back in the 80s, but now they're sort of quite easy to find, I suppose, with the internet and everything and transport costs and things. They're sort of a bit more available than they used to be. So yeah, this was a very cheap price as well, so we're happy to pick that one up. So that's the Amadeus. And the Michael Nyman Band put out The Draftsman's Contract, which was a soundtrack for one of the Peter Greenaway films. Came out in '82. It's a DRG, I think that's an American pressing. Yeah, this was a good one to find because, yeah, Michael Nyman's a good sort of Baroque inspired sort of classical composer, and he's done a lot of work with Peter Greenaway. And I've put this on the Dr. October contest entry for his soundtracks as well, so it was good to find the vinyl one just the other day, or just yesterday, so that's now in the collection. Next one we got was the Gangajang album, and this has that absolute stone cold classic track Sounds of Then on it, which is like brackets, this is Australia. That is a, you know, I think along with the Church's Unguarded Moment, it's probably one of those brilliant that sums up Australia songs. So yeah, well, good to pick this one up. Gangajang is now in the vinyl collection. And that's on the True Tone label. Then more Aussie music. This is the Crystal set. That's their first album, From Now On. Came out in, what was this, about 87, I think. Yeah, the lead singer of the Crystal set was Russell Kilby, who is the brother of Steve Kilby, who is the lead man for the Church. So there's a good pedigree in that, and I think from memory Steve produced this album. Yeah, don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it was. So that's their, yeah, that's the first album they put out. They had another album in about 91. What was that called? That was called Almost Pure. And there's an absolutely incredible track called She Spits Out Stars. So if you don't know that song and you want to know what the sort of sound they had, look that up. It's fantastic track, and I look forward to finding that. I still haven't got it on vinyl, of course, or even CD, so that's one that I'm looking out for. But to get this one yesterday was pretty pleased to find that. And that's the inner. And they were on the Red Eye label. And of course, this is an artist that I collect what I can of her, and that's Sabrina, of course. And this is actually an album. This is the same album as Boys, which is used in some titles, but this has got obviously got a different cover. This is a German version of it. And it's even got the original sales sticker from Myer. Those in Australia who know Myer are still around. Myer sort of department stores. So somebody paid $21 for that back in, probably, what would this come out, 87? And it's, yes, I would have been an import at the time, so that's probably why it cost them a bit more. But, yeah, very nice cover. And that one is on the Chic label. And last but certainly not least, I've ended up being able to find this on vinyl, which is Diamanda Galás, You Must Be Certain of the Devil. I mean, I do have it on CD, but yeah, to get it on vinyl with the artwork and whatnot, yeah, very pleased to get that. And that's when she was on the Mute label at the time, which was Depeche Mode's label too, if memory serves me right. So it's got a insert for them. And some, I'm pretty sure this is Diamanda's own artwork on the inner sleeve. Labels. And yeah, she did do a video for Double Barrel Prayer, and apparently it was the most hated video on MTV in 1988, so I think that's something she'd wear with pride. Yeah, it's quite I wouldn't say confronting, but it's quite an unusual video if you've ever seen it. It is out there on YouTube if you want to see. Yeah, I absolutely adore the song Let's Not Chat About Despair, how she just absolutely hisses the words out. It's brilliant. So, yeah, very happy to have Diamanda Galás on vinyl. So that's probably the highlight of my finds in the last couple of days. So there you go, that's the vinyl finds for the last 3 days or so that I've managed to find. Hopefully I'll do some more of these in the future if I get out and do some more digging. I mean, like I said, there's so many stores we have here in Melbourne that when you make a trip of it, you can sort of run out of time very quickly. So there's plenty more to look for. So we'll get onto that probably in a few days or a week or so and see what else is out there. And yeah, so thanks very much for watching that, and look forward to catching up with you again sometime in the future. So until then, bye for now.